Welcome back, everybody. The Heart of California basketball tournament on NorCalSportsTV.com. My name is Vance Palm. This is Laura Goodman. She goes by Goody. I go by VP. We've got 2 games under our belt. Give us your thoughts on this one we just finished, Clovis North and Bullard.
Oh, that was a good ball game. I like how Bullard responded really well. All you can ask for is your team to play tough in this time, in this season. Preseason is to prepare for the season. So I think that was a good fight in the second half. Just imagine if they would have played that hard in the first half. We might have had a different ball game on our hands.
The Granada Matadors are taking on the Monterey Trail Mustangs, who have some history and some past and very close proximity to Monterey Trail. And what do you know about Granada? Give us a little pregame.
Yeah, that's my old school, old stomping ground. Last time they saw me coaching on the sideline was at Monterey Trail High School. It's near and dear to my heart. Coach Fields been putting in the time and the work to get his players where they are. Varick Lewis, the Long Beach commit, is outstanding. I want to say his freshman and sophomore year, he led the state in scoring. He can go for a 50 ball easily, but just putting those pieces together, it's a real family, tight-knit program at Monterey Trail. But Granada is extremely talented. A hard game. Talking to Coach Fields before, he said he's seen all 3 of their games. He knows how deadly they are. And their one loss came to the tough Vanden program, where they were victorious. So they're 3-0. They play El Cerrito, Vanden, and Northgate. And again, that ball game last week against Vanden was standing room only, lights out. Really good program at Vanden, but they were able to pull that one away 69-61. So this is 2 tough battle teams. They got really talented players. It's going to be an exciting one.
We're going to take a break here in a second so we can be back with the live tip. The Heart of California basketball tournament on NorCalSportsTV.com. We'll be back right after this.
One falling down.
see here. My kids, man, they give me such a hard time about being so technically. Are you ready? Very, very happy to be working with you.
Love it. It's been a great night so far. I can't complain.
We're just getting going. Now that I have my rosters ready, I'm still old school, man. Hey, I did a big deal for NBA D-League last couple of years. I was a showcase host. I did it all.
I love it. I'm still writing everything down, so we're good to go.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the
well, about to get wet, and it's gonna be showtime. I think we're getting that competition that we want, that next level intensity for sure. I'm excited to see the hometown team. I know our guy and director Dion building a great relationship in Northern California, specifically in Sacramento, covering teams like Capital and Monterey Trail, just building those rapport. I think it's gonna be an exciting one, man.
Granada, Elk Grove, Monterey Trail, as beautiful as the campus as it sounds like. Speaking of our director, staring us down, Dion. I love how he runs back around the corner, slides into his seat, and looks over at us like, hey, what are you guys doing?
He's the hardest working man in America, I promise you that. Giving us that great production, and always remember, I'm trying to be mindful of the next two games. It takes nothing but maybe 30 seconds to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, support NorCal Sports TV. They're doing tremendous things in the Northern Cal area, just covering from a gamut of football games, basketball games, junior college. If there is a basketball or there's a game that needs to be covered, NorCal Sports TV is where you want it covered. And then you get great broadcasters like myself and VP. I mean, what can you say about it?
He told me about this gig on Monday. And I say, okay, let me check the schedule real quick. He goes, you're going to work with Goody. I said, I'm open. I'm free.
We're locked in.
That's the instant calendar clearer, Goody. She's a great college player, great coach, great mentor, great educator. But I think her real true gift that God gave her was right here on the microphone.
Right on the sideline. Look, I can't complain. I will say one thing since retiring from coaching is I've had my voice and I've got a little bit of my edges back, just so I can have some hair. Because, you know, these kids will turn you gray and make you lose some heads around here. So it's just been a blessing to spend my entire adult life contributing to the game of basketball, being able to help student athletes get to the next level and being able to accomplish their dreams, especially from my city of Sacramento. It's a near and dear space, and we produce a lot of talent out of there. So it's great to be working from home.
Two things as we go into our final game, Sierra Canyon and San Joaquin, when our viewership's probably going to be at its peak. I'm going to ask you to give a quick bio so everybody knows who you are when we get our highest maximum viewership. What about those Kings? What?
Man, let the light beam. Let the light beam. It's been a great season, and again, like I said, I've been in Sacramento except going to college my entire life, so I have been through the goods, ups, downs of the Sacramento Kings and dealing with their fans and dealing with the heartache. So I'm so happy to see guys like De'Aaron Fox playing well, probably going to get an all-star bid maybe this year. You know, going to cross our fingers, but when the light beams, you definitely see it throughout the whole city.
I'm so old that when we played Sac State, we would play in the old Arco,
yep.
And Coach Nelson was coaching the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks. That's some old Mitch Richmond days right there, man.
Man, it's a lot of rich basketball history in the city of Sacramento.
Okay, here we go. The Granada High School Matadors, all black unis, the Monterey Trail Mustangs in the white unis. Granada starts off, and the big fella is Andrew McKeever. 6'9", but 6'11" with the hair.
And he wastes no time getting him a bucket immediately.
Man-to-man defense by Granada.
And I like the patience from Monterey Trail right now, taking what the defense gives them, but they're trying to get some movement, and it's just extremely stagnant right now.
Just off, and it's going to end up in the hands of Navon Long. Long pass down the floor, great feed. They tried to give it to their big fella. He ends up with it.
Good recovery there, saving that near turnover.
And a long three by Tyler Harris, so a quick 5-0 lead right out of the gate.
Tyler Harris.
Head coach for Monterey Trail is Robert Fields. Head coach for Granada High School, Karan Johnson.
You see a certain level of patience, but frustration again. Monterey Trail missing that little bunny right there, unable to see the basketball go in the hole.
Nice shot there by Tyler Harris. Crowd is definitely starting to file in now. Every time I look up, there's people rolling down these aisles.
And that's what you want. I love the support of high school football. high school basketball, excuse me. I'm getting out of my football mode.
That was last night.
High school basketball is, I think, one of the most exciting. I still appreciate the amateurism here and the love for the game. I definitely love seeing this crowd be able to fill up, support these young guys.
Full court pressure getting put on by the Matadors. And a foul by Harris. Harris picks up the first foul of the evening, the third of our 4 games. Coming up after this, the nightcap, the headliner, Sierra Canyon out of Southern Cal, coming up I-5 and then 99 to take on San Joaquin Memorial High School. What a show it's going to be.
And you see this man press into zone here. And it's kind of a matchup, right? But it's keeping Monterey Trail out of the key, which they like to penetrate. They like to find inside gaps to attack.
McKeever's there waiting for them if they do come in.
Big fella. Don't be disrespectful like that.
What do you think, Goody?
And he put the Wilson down to the ground. I like it. Don't try to sliver in here.
Win with the inside hand, too. Whatever hand's closest to the ball, that's what he put up.
And that's results of a good shot blocker right there, because he knows what hands to use, how to block shots, and not get in foul trouble.
And the sheer presence of him inside.
He's contesting everything. Jesus.
I'll tell you what, years and years ago, I was a head coach for Garces Memorial High School at the JV level, and that was when they had big Robert Swift, who was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics, and they also had Kyle Shiloh, and they had that team that was a dominant team, and they went on and actually beat San Joaquin Memorial when Brooke and Robin Lopez, the Lopez twins, were juniors. And big Rob Swift, I'm getting deja vu highlights when I look over and see big Andrew McKeever. But Rob being at 7.5 foot, there was no getting around big Rob.
Got to hit him in the chest on that one. I know Coach Fields wants that one back. Another turnover for the Mustangs.
Kevin Grant, long, lanky guard, nice pass, and this is going to end up to be a tough little comeback here early on if the Mustangs, that's a walk. If the Mustangs can't get a ball in the bucket soon, McKeever changes pivot foot and didn't think anybody would notice. When you're the tallest guy on the floor, people are going to notice. To Rick Lewis.
And you see the Mustangs have not been able to get out of the perimeter. They haven't been able to crack the seams of the key, trying to get some dribble drive penetration and get the big man away from the key.
Exactly what you're talking about right there, and he finally got it up. Lewis finally got the shot up they needed. Big time pressure, and he caught the ball.
Now,
on the
Varick
sideline.
Lewis is an extraordinary scorer. As you see him right there coming in off the dribble drive, one dribble jumper getting off the screen. But when I say he can score in bunches, he can go on a tangent. So that's not one person you want to see go on the ball, see the rim go on the ball for Grenada.
Oh, a nice bucket there by Cam Manning Fuimaono. Fuimaono with nice bucket. The long bomb put up, back of the rim, doesn't go. Nice job boxing out the big fella and grabbing the rebound. Manning Fuimaono. And draws the foul. Nice highlight right there.
And I like that. He faked the handoff, something that they do really well. They do a lot of handoffs in their offense just to get some rub action from the guards and the bigs, but he faked it on that one and was able to get that easy bucket. But you hear Lewis just being able to find the gaps. That's why he's already signed and committed to Long Beach. He's an extraordinary scorer, and I think that's going to be really big for Long Beach, a pickup for them.
Ooh, I'm going to enjoy calling him Big West Sports.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun conference to have a front row seat to.
And I think that was a great position for him. The type of kid he is, I think he's going to fit there well.
Long Beach, what a great campus, great athletics department. The hustle, the work, ends up back in the hands of, I'm going to give you number 3. No? Matai Fayapapu.
That's pretty good.
You don't know. We're going to go with Matai. The rest of the game, I'm going first name. He's going on my first name list.
They will be in the comments on your helmet. Don't worry about it.
Oh, and he goes up hard. A big, big effort there by Fuyama Ono.
And I like the intensity from young Cam coming off. Let me go up here like I'm a dunk it. Even if I'm not close, I like the intensity. It's the thought process. The thought process is I got to go to the rim and I got to go slam on your head. If not, worst case scenario, I'll get fouled.
So the foul, I believe, was on Harris.
I think that's his second.
They don't have it listed up top. So I'll go with you.
They gave us the whole gym, but they didn't give us the stats. I don't think we have a stat person tonight. So
we have a timeout, a 30-second one. We'll take it on NorCalSportsTV.com. It'd be great to have.
10 seconds to play. They need another 3 to tie the game. Cuban, half court. Oh! Cuban knocks down the half court, ties the game. Oh my goodness.
How about this? The NorCal Sports TV summer camp. How many people go to a summer basketball camp and have all their games broadcasted? Goody on the call in between the pine trees.
Me and my guy Levi, man, it's a lot of energy. I love how the team for NorCal Sports comes together to support that event. 2 fantastic weeks throughout the summer. And you know what I love about it the most is it's a girls and a boys camp. So you get an opportunity to get that experience and got to get more signed up, man. Don't be afraid to send them up there. It's a great environment out there in Sonora.
We're going to get them signed up. 7-6. Matadors look like they're in trouble for a second, getting a little crazy on the press O, but a nice ball fake, rattles in and out. Nice rebound there by Kentrell Kelly. Kelly with the rebound. How about that bucket by Barrett Lewis? Oh, Lewis with some serious energy to get that up.
Monterey Trail comes with a press, just does not get back. Has to pick up the foul there.
To the line, number 33, Anthony Rodriguez.
Two and a half left here in this first quarter. You mentioned the camps being for boys and girls. A few nights ago, I was fortunate enough to be at a really nice event celebrating the 50 years of Title IX and having daughters who played collegiate sports. Boy, it sure means a lot to me as well. How about that? What a nice-looking shot that was. Kevin Grant.
Grant pulled up like he know what he doing back there.
Nobody guarding him. Go ahead and take it, yeah. Noise building, crowd building, energy building.
Yeah, I was like different energy here. Both coaches standing up that attention, kind of owning that sideline. Some charismatic characters between Coach Fields and Coach Johnson.
And the VIP tunnel to our right down here is starting to get a little bit more congested. So
filling up with some big wigs, some important people.
Well, they heard Goody was here. They said, look, do I stay home and watch her or listen, or do I just come meet her face to face?
You got to get a full glance. Goody with a Y, you got to get a full glance up close and personal. Big fella back to the line.
We've been talking about our big guys tonight and their touches and their finesse. That was not one of them.
What I really appreciate in these first 3 games is actually having bigs that are instrumental. A lot of guys are on teams, but they don't really feed it into the bigs. They don't try to get the post action really working because they think, hey, I got talent on the guard area, so I don't have to get my bigs involved. But I can appreciate all of the games that we saw. They've had big men that have been instrumental parts of what they do and how they're successful.
And I'll tell you what, Goody, that could be part of the narrative for this entire 4-game series that we've had tonight. It could be a narrative. Really talented big men. Oh, strip out top. Here comes Devon Long. He gives it up, and some great give-and-go basketball right there, and it ends up in the hands of Marco Wild. Wild with the bucket.
For 2.
Long ball, perfect. Nice bucket by Adrian Devenecia. What a big 3.
Extremely big 3. They needed that one.
Right back at him. How about that shot from Anthony Rodriguez? Anthony Rodriguez. Fearless. Fui Maono wreaking havoc out there, but even with the hard hustling Damian McAllister jumping into the stands, that's a turnover. It's been a great afternoon so far. We had the 4 o'clock tip between Bakersfield Christian High School and St. Joe's. Then Clovis North and Bullard, where Clovis North won their own tournament tonight in the championship game. Now we have Monterey Trail and Granada.
Feed them.
Boy, 3 point-blank shots.
He's got to go way more physical than that.
McKeever being bested by the Mustangs.
And another turnover for the Mustangs.
Long waiting for it and gets it.
Good shot fake.
Oh! Gets his own rebound and puts it back. That's Navon Long. That looked a little too easy.
He shocked himself right there.
Right. I don't think Coach Fields likes that one bit. Long shot at the end of the quarter, and that will do it. 18-11 the score at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back right after this on NorCalSportsTV.com.
All the way up from Los Angeles.
From
we
Los
just
Angeles.
heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me, because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great examples of really kind people on and off the court here.
Welcome back. Third of our 4 games tonight on NorCalSportsTV.com. This is the Heart of California Basketball Tournament. Great to be with you. I'm Vance. This is Goody. Any significant thoughts on the first quarter that stands out?
Oh, the energy change, definitely different level of basketball. The increase in intensity is very apparent. But I like it. It's a 7-point game. Monterey Trail just has not taken care of the basketball good enough. Grenada really finding their seams and getting a total of contribution. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players play. Every player scored. So that's a great contribution from overall team right there, and that's why they have the lead.
Early shot pulled by Dominicia.
Thompson for 2.
And Thompson gets him a bucket there.
Nice defense down there. A good job by holding the line. And McKeever, again, not as strong with the ball as you'd want.
Just want him to be a little bit more physical there. They're not giving him the ball as much, and his hands are so down. Not having his hands big right now. He's on the roll, not knowing where the basketball is. Get in position and body that young fella up. He's too small down there.
Lewis with the board, may take it himself all the way to the hole. Kicks it off. Coach, I think we've all said the same thing. If I was 6'10", if I was 6'9", 6'10", one thing we would do is have our hands up.
Listen, I know with my ego, God knew not to make me tall. I already know who the person I am. He already named me Goody. He knew not to give me 6 feet of height because I would probably be demonstrative.
The art of transparency from Goody with a Y.
Listen, I'm a seasoned vet right now, and I still feel like nobody can beat me. So imagine if I was 6'10".
Well, that time right there, Goody had his hands up a little, enough.
He kept the ball high on that one, and I'll give him that. But again, sometimes our big fellas, especially him, he's a little thicker in size. He's definitely got his hands on his hips, hands low. Got to keep his hands up and active. He'll get a ton more tips, a ton more deflections, as well as being able to finish high over the defense because he's got at least a foot over everybody.
Oh, what a great approach to the hole. Great initiation of the offense by Varick Lewis. What a talented young man. Well, we saw a sophomore for St. Joe's tonight with his hands as high as he could get them. Wherever position he was playing, he was asking for the basketball at all times. High up, ready to go, wants the rock. And I think that's what I'm sure Coach Johnson wants out of McKeever. Want the ball, expect the ball, demand the ball.
He should get learning and watching the first 2 games. You got to get him a touch at least every possession, whether you saw in the other games whether they were getting it into the high post where he was just touching it, making a pass to reverse the basketball, dive, get in low, make the defense collapse, and then being able to kick it out to shooters. So it's key that he just gets a touch. He has to want the basketball.
Trouble here in the trap, and a quick timeout taken by
30.
Coach Johnson. It's a quick one. We'll be back on NorCalSportsTV.com. Great to have you back. 20-15. Granada up 5 over Monterey Trail. This is the third of our 4 games that we've got going for you tonight on NorCalSportsTV.com. This is the Heart of California Basketball Tour. Final game of the evening, the nightcap, Sierra Canyon, hosted by San Joaquin Memorial.
And it's only getting fuller and fuller in here. You're seeing less open red seats and more bodies in those seats. And it's just an exciting moment for the kids playing on this platform again. Being from Sacramento, these moments don't happen until you play at the Golden One Center, right? So that means you got to get to the section game to get that experience. And playing at Arco before, but to get to play on a college court and get to experience Sac State's nowhere near as big as this. As you see Varick knocking down the 2 right there. So this is a great experience for the student athletes. I'm just so happy that they get this opportunity.
Lewis dropped that in and then just shook his head like nobody's going to stop me tonight. Nobody.
None. And again, it's something scary once he gets going. I definitely have seen him drop a 40 ball the last couple times we've seen him on NorCal Sports TV. So he is a scoring assassin when he wants to.
Trouble up top for the Matadors.
And something really impressive to the swing right now. Monterey Trail has held the Panthers before that bucket to only 4 points. So they've won the quarter thus far, and they're making a solid defensive stop. But also that man right there is going on a tangent scoring-wise.
Navon Long made that last bucket for the Matadors on the other side of the floor, keeping it a 5-point game, but that's the work right there, man. Good work by Navon. Lewis at the line. This young gentleman's going to Long Beach State. Next year he'll be in the Big West, playing against the likes of UC Santa Barbara and Irvine, Cal State University, Bakersfield, Hawaii, Fullerton, Riverside, UC San Diego.
And well-deserving. I appreciate any student athlete that can stay at their school for 4 years. He chose to be at Monterey Trail, and he's made it work. He's definitely put a name on the map, and him and Coach Fields have grown this Mustang identity and this Mustang culture.
Corner-to-corner pass. It ends up being in McKeever's hands. McKeever.
Good read.
McKeever.
Great read by McKeever right there.
Took a look around, surveyed everything, spun quickly, laid it up with the left hand.
That was the big man textbook right there. Feel the defense, right? Take a second, get yourself in position, and then make a read. Wilson's all over there.
Gibson tried to go to the hole against 3 of the Matadors. 2 of them he got past. McKeever, he did not. Another long shot goes up. McKeever battles for it.
And just getting a tip, I like that. Getting any part of his hands in it, and you saw his hands up on that one. He's fighting for position. Just give them a target to throw it to, and they finally call a foul on the hook end right there. But if he would have had his hands active, as we see right here, give me that all over the backboard. That was 2-3 blocks right there. We'll give them all partial blocks.
And to your point, he is trying to work position, so he is using his arms to kind of hold and hook and get position. And, Coach, what you're saying is get those hands up early, we'll get it to you, and then you have all the leverage.
He has probably, out of all the bigs we've seen, he's had probably the thickest lower extremity, so he doesn't need to use his hands. That's where you get kind of in those hooking battles, especially with little guards and little forwards that are guarding you. But just use your lower center body, get in good position, and you don't have to use your hands.
Oh, smart play right there by Marco Wild. He took a look around almost like a quarterback, did all his reads, and, oh, goodness, how quick is Varick. Woo.
That's one person you do not want to get in the open court or get in transition right there. But good stop by Granada.
Yeah, Levon Long did a pretty decent job of slowing him down. There's a shot that goes up. That rattles in and out. Shot taken by McAllister. Didn't go. 27-19. 8-point lead right now for Granada.
Mustangs offense getting kind of stagnant. And, again, we talked about it a little bit in the first. They got to get some movement.
Yeah, Navon is starting to feel it too.
Long, but every time it seems like he slices, why is there no defender on him? That's his second wide open layup. And this is a really good ball club, so you got to make sure that you're stepping over and cutting off. Now, it may be a potential of why that's not happening because look at McKeever clearing out the lane right there, and that's what I'm saying. He uses a good job of continuously moving his body and got that wide open layup for Long.
Steal in the bucket.
Well, now Marco Wild is dropping threes, pickpocketing, and getting quick points. And just like that, it's a 12-point lead for Granada.
Now, Manning has some difficulties of being lightweight, lackadaisical with the basketball. He's a really solid guard, but you got to not have those moments right there. Just an overthrow by Varick, no communication with the guards, and gives them an easy lay for Wild.
31-19, 3:14 remaining here in this first half. This is the third of the 4 games we're showing this broadcast from NorCalSportsTV.com. I'm joined by the one and only Goody. Lauren Goodman, I went on your social platform.
Talk to me. What'd you see? Did you see anything you
like?
like?
What did I see? I said, that's who I get to work with. Are you kidding me? This legendary status owns NorCal. You know, between you and I, your NorCal and my Southern Central.
I think it's a great blend.
We should do some stuff on TV.
I was like, I got to come down there to Bakersfield and make a little home for myself, maybe.
Don't. Hey, be careful what you ask for. Dion's just saying, Vance, please. I wouldn't let her travel below Fresno if you dreamed it. Deion's smart that way, eh?
He does it very strategic. I like it. He keeps me booked and paid. So, you know, I can definitely say.
I've already been texting my guys down south tonight saying, hey, we got something going here, but I know Deion's going to take my phone away from me here in a minute. 31-21, 10-point lead for Granada. Fast break opportunity here for Monterey Trail, but that transition D by Granada taking care of business, and there's a long rebound. It ends up. What a great give and go. Marco Wild, the junior guard in the land of the trees, he still seems to be making all the best decisions of everybody on the floor.
He makes some pretty good passes out there, getting long involved, instrumental. And just imagine he came off the bench already with 7 points. So he's playing really well right now.
You're going to pay him off on this one, and
there
they do. There. Be surprised if there's not a timeout. I say that, and there's a whistle. Robert Fields wants to call the timeout. And I don't know if it's going to be a full. It is a full. We'll take a full timeout here. Back right after this.
One falling down.
Great to have everybody with us. What a fun night. Fresno, California at the Save Mart Center. This is the Heart of California basketball tournament. And we're on NorCalSportsTV.com. Well, Goody, it's 14-point lead. It just doesn't feel like it. It feels like Monterey Trail's closer than that, but scoreboard doesn't lie, does it?
Scoreboard does not lie. But that's also to the effort of the type of team they are. You know, they coach very hard. Coach Fields really just wants them to play at their best of their ability. You got a lot of multi-sport athletes out there as well. So I think he's proud of how hard his team is playing. They could be playing better, but you see Lewis right there still on his scoring tangent this quarter. And I think a big part for the Mustangs to get back involved is their ball movement and getting capitalized stops. So, see Lewis, he's running the point right now, so that's to get their offensive flow. But they have to capitalize off their stops. They just got to stop right there, but they didn't capitalize off of it.
Wild goes baseline.
Man, when you talk about a kid who does not look the part, does not jump off the pages, is not extremely tall, maybe not even that extremely athletic, but he works his tail off.
And also, Coach, that's a nice bucket right there by Brandon Gibson. And Gibson, the junior, 6'5", all of 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
You know, also, Goody, the Matadors, they run. They are out there, so it gives someone like Marco Wild more options because they don't take a lot of time getting up the floor.
And again, constant movement. He's gotten a backdoor pick. He's gotten a three-point ball deep. He's gotten a steal off defense. Capitalizing off of your minutes, it does not always have to come from you having the ball in your hand to be a great scorer.
And the follow on the putback by Long.
And between Wild and Long, it's been the Wild and Long show.
Did he get it? He did. Brandon Gibson, two buckets in a row.
And I definitely see a higher clip of scoring maybe in this game for sure. Similar to that first one, trying to get in that 90-point range.
First half coming to an end here in 13 seconds. And that will be, I think that may, surprised the official didn't overrule that. I think that the ball should be going the other way.
I think they're going off a tip, and Coach Johnson right now is all over the court trying to figure out how he didn't get that ball. But sometimes you don't have time to complain. So he's right back on it, trying to get his guys in defensive position to know that this is the last shot. Varick Lewis may be making this attempt, so getting his team in the strongest possibility defensive-wise so they can get a stop.
Lewis handles the rock to the elbow, pulls up, in and out, rattles. May have one chance here. It's up, and it's short. So 39-27 is the score at half. Hope you're enjoying all of this. We have another half of this and then one more for you on NorCalSportsTV.com.
Oh, that's a tough miss right there. It's always good to get off to a good start.
Here's your second one falling down. Third. Ten seconds to play. They need another three to tie the game. Cuban, half court. Oh! Cuban knocks down the half court, ties the game. Oh my goodness.
You drove all the way up from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great examples of really kind people on and off the court here.
One falling down. 10 seconds to play. They need another 3 to tie the game. Cuban, half court. Oh! Cuban knocks down the half court, ties the game. Oh my goodness.
'Hi everybody, I'm Vance, that's Goody. Well, the vibe is evolving every minute here with regards to the amount of people coming in here. I mean, we're down here on the floor level, and we're big time in it with all access VIPs, and there's traffic down here. There's traffic down here on the lower level.
There's commotion down here.
And the reason for that is, this is a really fantastic event from start to finish, but now all of a sudden we're getting into the moment where, as we see Monterey Trail and Granada come back out, Sierra Canyon and San Joaquin Memorial are about to enter this arena at the 8:30 tip-off. Yes, Sierra Canyon loaded with superstars, loaded with sons of superstars, but I'm here to tell you, San Joaquin Memorial, they're no joke as well. They got a lot of talent, and it's the home squad, so there's going to be a ton of people here. So energy starting to build. What does that mean for the two teams playing in this next third and fourth quarter? First, let's start with Monterey Trail as they come out and enter this environment right here. What are they thinking with Coach Fields?
I think this is what Coach Fields wants his team to be a part of. He has kids on his roster that want to play at the collegiate level, and so this is a stepping stone for him. He understands and reiterates with his program, like, hey, if you want to be the person that's playing on Saturdays, if you want to be the person that's playing on TV, then you got to play in games like this in high school. In the preparation of him going to Division I this year, the competition in his section is extraordinary, especially in the city. So he's going to have some top dogs to play against. He knows that he's eventually going to have to play the Sheldons and the Indercombs of NorCal. And so with those highly touted names, you want to play in games like this, and I think it's just a growth moment for his team. Grenada's playing extremely well. I expect Coach Johnson to have his team coming out playing harder. I know you probably can't imagine that, but playing harder than they played in that first half just because the intensity has picked up. Monterey Trail both teams know what they're going to bring now. So now it's really everybody's settled in. The crowd is exactly where you want it, and if you're a big-time player, this is the environment you want.
All right, I need to clear something up right now because I spent 15 years in the Caribbean. I know a Grenada down there, but is it Granada or Grenada?
I want to say it's Granada, but
don't mess me up. You're going to get me in trouble. I'm going to start getting in trouble here because I keep saying Granada. But then I had so many great years on the Spice Island of Grenada that I want to say Grenada.
I want to say that, but I want to say also us as broadcasters, we're booked on phonics. So with the way it looks phonetically to us, that's what we say. So don't kill us in the comments.
I'm just glad I don't make mistakes. That's the best part about it, you know. Look, I'm glad you're with me tonight.
I'm glad you're with me.
You made this whole thing better for me.
It's been an exciting one. I'm so happy that I get an opportunity to cover it, but then I get a great play-by-play person to be on my side. And I know I can be a loose cannon, so anybody that can kind of keep me on the straight and narrow is pretty good.
Okay, partner. We're 12-point lead here for the Matadors from Granada as we get rolling here into the third quarter.
And Monterey Trail comes out, extended pressure, playing that man-to-man, everything they're going under because, to be honest, Granada has not taken a lot of threes and been able to hit, so only one successful or three successful threes on the night. So they're trying to go under all screens, making sure they don't turn the corner. There's another one. They let it fly, and it knocks down. So they might want to pick that pressure up by Matai for three.
Quick bucket to start the third quarter off. Nice looking shot. Man, that looked good, but it did not go. Oh, what a great take to the hole by Brandon Gibson. Nice follow in there by. And the big guy can't hang on to it, so a couple of quick turnovers here by the Matadors. Absolutely not what Coach Johnson was looking for.
No. And Gibson really waking up here at the end of that second quarter, going into the third, continuing his offensive prowess. And you see a lot more ball movement. Another turnover for the Mustangs. But I like the thought process, trying to move, trying to get the ball moving so they can get that defense to move.
Another strong move by Navon Long. Navon Long's having a really, really good Saturday night here in Fresno.
And you see this 2-3 zone. They need as much help side defense as possible. They understand the scorer in Lewis, and so they're being mindful of that.
Oh, good block from behind. A couple
Another
of blocks. Woo. So the first one was Tyler Harris, and then the second one was the expected one by McKeever.
And McKeever upset they weren't able to retrieve that one, but you see right there, correction, Harris with the reverse layup.
So all of a sudden, a 15-point lead for Granada.
Ooh, give me that.
Yep. Now he's starting to sense it and react a little sooner.
Third block on the night.
And then a 5-footer given up to Tyler Harris. It's one thing to be rejected on one end, but, boy, they're giving up easy buckets on this end. And Coach Fields to tighten things up here. Yep, and sure enough, calls a quick timeout. And they're going to stay on the floor, so it's a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back on NorCalSportsTV.com.
One falling down.
Back. We got a 46-29 matchup. Granada over Monterey Trail, and we see the Mustangs coming out of that timeout. Coach Fields saw some things he did not like on the offensive end, and he had to call a timeout. Hopefully they got it fixed here. And I probably bet you it's on the movement. That zone with that length, and you see Granada right now, all hands up, looking, giving them the length that they need to cover in that zone, forcing Monterey Trail to settle for a three.
Yeah, great awareness there, partner. You're exactly right. Came out of the timeout with far more aggressive attitude.
And now we see some extended pressure right now from Monterey Trail. And they got to have their hands up. Easy call across the hands, but That's the number one frustrating point for a coach, especially if you like to press. We got to get tips and deflections, and you see that ball. We got 2 Mustangs around them, but they do not have their hands up actively, so they get the ball, almost get to pull it up to half court, and that's how you get Harris at the line right now.
And a few of the Mustangs maybe not busting back as hard as Coach Fields would like. Down 18 at this point. Got to make that full-on effort on transition D. Even the optics on it will help you.
And that's that difference that we was talking about in that first game with Ufo.
Oh, okay, right.
Where he was working his tail off, constantly moving, constantly working. You see some of that difference. I don't think he hesitated on his hustle back one time. So you want to meet that expectation. Good find by Lewis.
Man. Oh, man.
Just not able to finish.
I mean, he's such a talented player. He can take as many shots as he wants from the – that was from the elbow, and he still made the give.
And that's something Coach Fields has been trying to work with McAllister, just getting him able to catch the basketball and finish down low. It's an instrumental part of being a forward.
And a beautiful play, an artistic play, and delays the delivery of the basketball off of the backboard long enough to draw the foul. He pulls that back just a hair. Nice play.
And Lewis, one thing really good about his game, we saw the first shot get blocked of the game, but his arms wingspan is insane. And his length and how he maneuvers the basketball in and out is really unreal. He has a special timing with how he uses his extension and his length.
Full court pressure coming here, Coach.
And the Mustangs trying to get some type of delay, some better press. There it is there.
Wow.
There it is there.
They got the 10. They got the 10, and Coach Johnson's getting on a couple of his players. Like, really?
Come to the basketball, move the basketball. We just did it 2 plays ago. They have been pressing the whole game, so stick to our press break. When we start looking around, that's when coaches get frustrated.
Still 16-point lead. The long bomb gets put up, does not go. Rebound, big fella.
Now, I will say, me and Coach Fields have had multiple conversations about this. When the ball gets stagnant for the Mustangs, they are not a good team. You see, throw it in there.
Yep, Tyler Harris, quick hops.
Harris, 8 points this quarter. He's a special kid. He doesn't need the basketball well. I'm always impressed with kids that do not need the basketball to be good. And he's moving without the basketball. He's taking what the defense is giving him. And you see here, just finding the cut, go in there and flush it down.
Players that succeed without needing the basketball end up getting the basketball.
Hard work definitely pays off, especially I try to tell kids, going to the next level, they actually pass. As we see McKeever missing the first one and successful on the second one. But in the collegiate level, for surely, you are passing the basketball. You're making the move. You're making the extra pass if you need to, rewarding your teammates when you need to. And so you don't have to be so selfish with it. Good find down low by Lewis.
Nice dish to Thompson.
The public address announcer getting involved. Nice dish to Thompson. It sure was from Varick Lewis. Go ahead.
That's the gravitation he gets, though. Everybody wants to know where he is. McKeever down low.
And that's what McKeever can do so well is move in motion, catch in motion, lay it off the glass in motion without any first stop. Got hammered on the neck and laid it in with the left.
But he ran the floor really well. You see here, getting in position, finding himself. Boom, now I got to post up. Give him the basketball immediately. You see no hesitation. I keep telling young guards, when you see the numbers, give them the rock. You cannot wait until defense recovers, because just imagine defense jumps in the help side, three-quarter front that could have been a tip deflection and then turnover possible.
I was watching the USA soccer team early this morning. You know, it's a great example. You see a team like the Netherlands that does not hang on to the ball. They get rid of it so quickly, the defense just doesn't have time to react. There's a big, strong power move on the way to the hole. That is Lewis. He gets fouled. That's the big fella that fouls him. McKeever picks up another one.
And you see Lewis timing. Hit you with my move. And now he's even learned, which is what I like best about him, is he makes good reads on the floor. So now I see, hey, he's a shot blocker. I got to make an adjustment on how I present the ball to him. I'm not going to keep giving it to him in his chest after he blocks me one time. So that was a good sense of being able to pull it up sooner and McKeever just not being disciplined right there and swings at him.
There's a good look at the young man heading to Long Beach. Going to play in the pyramid. Another beautiful soft touch by Marco Wild. I know you want to give him MVP for this game.
Man,
I know.
Looking at the stats right now, he one of the leading scorers for the team. So really impressive. I like how he's gotten his points in today. Good big rebound by Harris.
Look at the length on Tyler Harris. They go down to the big guy.
Double what happened similar.
Draws a crowd, breaks the Cardinals in, and puts the ball on the floor. But that's something he'll hear his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis answers quickly, a quick response.
Gets right to his sweet spot. One thing about him, too, his mid-range jumper is pretty nice, and he knows when to pick his poison at that elbow.
And they're going to call the foul. I didn't know they were going to call it. A little of a late whistle. Oh, no, they don't. They're going to say he touched the sideline, the baseline. It was not a foul.
And now, a little rotational right now, Monterey Trail putting in some of those utility guys they got. One thing really big about Monterey Trail High School is they have a lot of multi-sport athletes. So they made some adjustments right now and put in some of their football guys to help on the defensive end and pick up some of those fouls.
And Wild was thinking about dishing it all the way down the court to Lamont Long, and I believe some of the Mustangs read his mind and tried to clamp down on him before he released it. Got fouled. By the way, everyone, Wild's last name is with an E at the end, a la Oscar Wilde. It's not
like that.
Right, it's not Wild like the jungle, but it's Wild like Oscar Wilde.
I like it.
I have no idea why I thought that would be a pertinent fact to share with our audience.
That's key. You got to have, right now, I'm telling you, in this NIL deal era, everything is something to be marketable. Everything is to make you be special. That's why we give our kids such great names.
A miss, a rebound. Sorry, folks, I didn't see it. We're having I'm telling you right now, it's a very, very popular spot on the floor. Here's the rebound, and here's the play given to us by our director.
And that's the great part about having NorCal Sports TV. We got highlights on demand, angles. Shout out to our cameraman tonight.
Ooh. Got a timeout on the floor, and it looks like it's going to be a full one. Everybody's having a seat. We will return. This is the Heart of California Basketball Tournament on NorCalSportsTV.com.
Ten seconds to play. They need another three to tie the game. Cuban, half court. Oh! Cuban knocks down the half court, ties the game. Oh my goodness.
Make it count.
Welcome back to Save Mart in Fresno. We have gotten to capacity. I think on the lower level it's starting to fill up. Definitely the VIP seats. The big wigs are here. Exciting energy, definitely. And even great for the other kids that played in the tournament today. We had 8 full games. We're only covering 4 of those games. But to have the kids being able to get an opportunity to play and then be able to see these other big games and being able to learn is always instrumental. But Granada comes out at the timeout and turns the basketball over. Just a miscommunication there. And Coach Johnson is not feeling it.
56-37. Granada up. Nice ball fake. Great give. There's too much traffic in there. officials, I think, see something with clock management here. I think there's probably should be.
Now, we'll say this has been probably our longest third quarter out of the first 3 games we've done.
There you go. The shot clock didn't start. They were halfway up the floor, and it still said 35.
I like the intention from the Mustangs trying to come out and double. Now, one key component that's missing in this ball game right now for the Mustangs is Ben Rosenborough. I would say one of the most touted juniors in Northern California, just transferred from Prolific Prep and will be cleared on Thursday for the Mustangs. So they're getting a big offensive piece added to them this week. That's going to be amazing.
So Rosenborough will be activated before January. That's great.
Thursday.
That's great. They want to go down low to the big fella. He's asking for it. He's calling for it, and they get it in Rodriguez's hands. He's popped a 3 already tonight.
Nice screen. I like the pick and pop. They didn't see him. He's wide open.
He's over there asking for it in front of his coach. But they don't need it.
Because who? Wild. Right there on time.
Marco Wild.
And again, it's sometimes just about doing the intangibles, being able to be anything your team needs.
Yeah, it's a nice bucket right there by Gibson.
Gibson started quiet, came along in the second, and he gets his second bucket of this quarter, but late in this quarter.
Last 10 seconds of this third quarter, stripped from behind, trouble outside by the sideline. That's going to come up short, and Rodriguez has it slapped away, and that'll do it. 39 for the Mustangs, and Granada up with 59. We will be back with the fourth quarter of our penultimate basketball game here on NorCalSportsTV.com.
One falling down.
Well, what a fun night it's been here in the Save Mart Arena. It was a great shot of the Bulldog logo at Fresno State. I'm Vance Palm, and I'm here with superstar legend Goody herself, Goody with a Y. It's going to be somewhat of an uphill climb here for Monterey Trail, but not undoable, but boy, it's going to be some work.
I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Fields is a stat number guy, and there's no way we could be successful giving up 20 points in the quarter. Essentially, they've beat them out every single quarter, so this is why you have the results of the game you have right now. They gave up 20 in the third, and that's just unacceptable. You got to be able to get stops. You can't always think you're going to be able to have a scoring run because sometimes your offense may not be on point. So tonight, they got to be able to get some stops and stop turning the basketball over. That's going to be key.
And they just did. And here comes Tyler Harris. Harris gets bumped, thought he would get a call, did not get it. Ball's rebounded by, of all people, Matai. He gets it.
And I like how Coach Johnson has made his rotations tonight, getting those other guards, off guards, right on time, so you can get the rotations that you want. And he really hasn't even went back to McKeever, so he's went with his smaller lineup right now, and he's gotten some good rotational guys as he's getting McKeever back in right now.
He must have read your mind and said, yeah, but he won't stay out long. He's not going to stay out too long. I'm going to get him back out there. A lot of times, even though you're up big and it's early in the season, sometimes you might think, we'll get some other guys some reps. He probably wants McKeever to get as much time as he can as well.
Most definitely. And I'm going to tell you, Coach, a lot of the times coaches do not think about getting other people time in because they want to work their regular rotation. They want to work that to be honest, it's very rare that you see a rotation that's going to go to 10, but working that first 7 to 8 on your bench who are instrumental parts and kind of looking at different matchups and seeing what it is, that's really key to coaching.
Final quarter of our third out of 4 games we're going to be showing here on NorCal Sports TV. So, time flies when you're having fun. This thing's rolling right here.
I don't feel like I've done an ounce of work today.
Well, that's an open-ended statement that I could really work with you on, but everybody knows your rep. Everybody knows your rep is a hard worker. A miss by Kelly.
Kelly is got to work on his game, being more consistent for the Mustangs. Coach Fields speaks very highly of him, but his game is so up and down where tonight he could play really demonstrative and help his team out, but he's not clicking on that tonight. Really good defender, but he's also guarding somebody that's 6'10". So.
Boy, that's a great press-O right there. That is a great press-O. 4 quick passes. They find the man in the corner, and Phi Apau just knocks it in. From behind, McKeever again with the reach. We see him, he's been caught a few times now. Not with these big, tall blocking fouls, but a couple of cheap ones down low.
Yeah, you don't got to do that. You see Matai knocking one down, throwing his 3 in his pocket. I like it.
Lewis gives the ball up, goes to the other side of the floor. Maybe he'll see it. He does. And he pulls. Comes up just a little bit short. I would never be one to assume Varick Lewis could even be tired. He looks like such a phenomenal athlete, but after a while, when you're the guy, a timeout taken by Granada. I see everybody standing. Looks like a short one. We'll take a short break. Back right after this.
30 seconds.
One falling down.
Vance Palm alongside Lauren Goodman. Great to have everybody with us this evening. This place is starting to really fill up here, this bottom bowl at the Save Mark Arena in Fresno, getting ready for the main attraction, if you will, to use a boxing analogy. Sierra Canyon from Southern Cal heading up to play San Joaquin Memorial, and Wild gets stripped on the way up. No call, but just a super savvy player.
Good D by Manning right there.
Marco actually got lucky. I think that ball went up, rolled off his shin.
I thought it hit off his body too.
Wide open look, not a second of delay.
And that's what Kelly has to do. That was a good demonstrative play right there. Way to be strong and compete against McKeever.
Quick pull by Lewis. Some great work down low, and that's going to be, well, a Wild no call.
That was a tremendous find. I didn't see Kelly open, but obviously Lewis got eyes on the back of his head. He found him.
A 21-point lead, and the foul's going to be called here on Kentrell Kelly. I think he thought he got away with it, but the official happened to be on the side of where Kentrell was, almost like a football official. They see the defensive pass interference only because they happen to be standing right where the defender had his back, so he caught him. Kentrell said, "What, me?" And the ref said, "Yep, you."
Number 41, Andrew McKeever to the line.
5:55 remaining in this third game. 63-42. It's Granada and their big fella, Andrew McKeever, up on Monterey Trail. Gets it to go. Look, I use the old movie Fletch line that Chick Hearn used about being 2 inches taller, but I do believe it. McKeever looks almost 7 foot with the hair.
Yes. Just gave Coach a head nod. He made both of his free throws that last time.
Yeah, right. Lewis, strong move, pulls from downtown. He's been short on a few of these last jumpers he's pulled. They're going to call double dribble on the big guy. Wow, a ref with no heart.
He said, sir, I need that one back.
You're not taking off on the break. Zone right here by the Matadors. And a timeout taken by Coach Fields. Looks like they're staying on the floor. Are they stretching this into a long one? Either way, we'll be back on NorCalSportsTV.com.
From grabbing rim with like one hand. After 3 weeks of using this, I can flush down a dunk easily. Probably about 4 or 5 inches added onto my vertical jump.
Well, there's a good look at the Granada bench right there. Head coach Karan Johnson, and his assistant coach, by the way, is Stephen Pangilinan. We're back underway. Long shot goes up. This one, again, short. Big rebound. McClellan comes down with it, stripped out of his hands. He brought it down. 8-footer rolls in and out. The putback good by McAllister.
He slid his way in there. Good job of pursuing the basketball, getting that tip in.
Wild is fouled by Lewis on the way up the floor. And the Mustangs have 9 fouls now to 4. And we're going to see a substitution. And it looks like that's going to be Hassan Miller. Hassan Miller, a senior, 5'10".
Great multi-sport athlete. Played for the Mustang football team this year. Set a few records.
Nice. Thank you for the insight, Coach.
Pretty good athlete. You know, I try to advertise these kids as much as possible because whether it's in basketball, football, whatever they choose to do, they all have aspirations to go on the next level, and hopefully somebody will give them a chance and opportunity to pursue their dreams.
And the commitment that it takes to be a student athlete, it's so demanding. The long shot goes up.
Good hit.
Brandon Gibson with a big bucket.
Brandon Gibson.
And Gibson, outside of Varick Lewis being offensively sound, Gibson has been pretty solid tonight, throwing in, that was his 12th point, second 3 of the night.
Here's a look at it. The long bomb from way deep, but he does get called for the team's 10th foul just after that. So with 4:36 remaining in this fourth quarter, this one might come down to a little bit of a crawl here as Monterey trail with 10 fouls here in the fourth quarter. At the line, Matai Fauiapau. I would appreciate it if you didn't make notice that I've done it 4 different ways. If you could keep that quiet, please.
Listen, at some point, we said it right.
Maybe. Well, you're pretty optimistic.
I'm going to give us a chance. At some point, we made it right. And don't judge our hearts. Judge our heads.
Hey, what do they say about a clock? It's twice. It's right twice a day. Bounce pass over to Gibson. They come back out. Oh, rattles in and out. Big rebound down low.
Way to hustle after it.
And it goes. Nice bucket right there by Damian McAllister. Right now the Mustangs from Monterey Trail trying to take care of business without Varick Lewis on the floor. I don't remember that he's had a break before this one.
No, he's used to playing a high volume of minutes, which is what you can appreciate about somebody like him. Coach getting him a quick blow, but it's also giving some positive moments for the Mustangs. McAllister coming in, throwing in 5 points just in the quarter. And I always tell student athletes about their productivity. Hey, you've gotten some minutes in the game, have not done anything with them. So I'm happy to see him come in his last few minutes and be productive, throwing in 5 points for the team, some big, strong rebounds. Just whenever it clicks for you and get that confidence so you can play great for the rest of the season.
Cross quarter to Wild, quick look. What he does is
Wild
he takes
Wild is sick.
A little banged up. He takes a look towards the top of the key, just quick enough. He'll look, even though he knows he's going baseline, he'll do a quick little glance, enough just to get a step on who's ever on the baseline for defense.
And his name is Marco Wild. Like, it goes all together. Marco, go Wild. I'm just saying, if y'all make any NIL deals, let me know. Matt Ty getting his number 3 in.
Did you hear that, everybody? Did you hear that?
Hey, I just gave you guys an idea right there. Wild family, call me.
Now, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the follow-up, Goody. I was waiting for the follow-up.
He's just playing tremendous tonight, doing whatever it takes for his team, and I can really appreciate a player like Marco Wild.
Baseline shot. Uh-oh, the big guy. What's he got? What's he got?
There we go.
Off the one hop. Throws down with the left.
He almost didn't have that one, so I'm glad he gathered himself, got the basketball, then went, and there he goes.
Maybe an offensive foul.
Matt Ty takes a charge right there. It's always the intangibles that are going to get me excited as a coach because I've seen a plethora of scores, but when you talk about being able to take a charge, being able to dive on the ground, being able to be coachable, those are the things that make coaches' toes curl.
.23 lead for Granada.
When we see that extended pressure, I like Coach Fields' move of I'm going to get my guys who haven't really played that much up top in the press so they can pick up some quick fouls if they need to. It won't put our offensive people in trouble, but I like the pressure.
Lewis back in.
Ooh, go get it, son.
Rejected by McAllister, and here comes Lewis on the break. Lewis. Oh, saw a beautiful dish. There he goes. I saw that one coming. I'm finally starting to pick him up.
It's been the McAllister show.
Finally starting to pick up Varick's vision.
And I know without a doubt, Coach Fields is going to let McAllister know, and that one he shouldn't have came up, giving up the easy bucket down low.
Bryce Berry. So between him and McKeever, some tall guys with big hair, and both of them score. Here comes McAllister.
McAllister again with an N1 bucket.
He's burning up here in this last 2 or 3 minutes.
And that's something that they're going to have to figure out how to do is get some continuity with their offense. So if it's Lewis, it's all Lewis. As we see, it's been all McAllister or it's been all Gibson. Find a way to get the offense spread out amongst each other. And they're probably one of the toughest teams in the section if they can figure that out. But it's also they got to play better defense, get stops. You can't give up 75 points and expect to win.
Nice strong move down low, and you're so right. They're gonna start to gel right at the right time.
Mm-hmm. And then they get one of the best players or best juniors in the section this week. So finding that continuity, being able to spread it out, because they've had sparks of guys playing good. It just hasn't went all together.
Coach Fields can't believe there wasn't a foul on Rodriguez. A lot of contact down low.
And there he is again.
An offensive foul. They're going to call that on Harris. So Harris.
McAllister, you got to appreciate this showing, Coach. I know you're not going to be happy about it, but you see here getting in position. He's doing a little bit of everything. He's made some good defensive stops against McKeever. He's gotten strong rebounds. He's woken up in this fourth quarter We probably needed a little bit of that in the third, but he's had a good showing. Coach can't be upset. I know he's definitely going to tell him he should have been playing hard like this all game, but way to make something out of nothing.
How about this? He's not waiting around. He's taking his shot. That's Waibo Yambo.
This is the get money time right now. This is not about any offense. This is not about any scheme.
Venetia gets a nice bucket there, and we're at our final 60 seconds. In this matchup between Monorail Trail and Granada, and it's been a really nice showing.
Harris with another one.
Yeah, he's played very, very well.
15 on the night.
Oh, what a nice move and a nice dish and a nice bucket there. Again, McAllister.
Been the McAllister show all game.
Last half a minute. And looks like that's going to do it. Should be a final 79-58.
And I think that's going to be ball game.
That will, 79-58. And it is the Granada Matadors over the Monorail Trail Mustangs in the third game of the Heart of California Basketball on NorCalSportsTV.com. We're going to take a break because next time we come back, it's the nightcap of all nightcaps, Sierra Canyon and the Superstar Power, nationally recognized players against the host, San Joaquin Memorial. It's going to be a great one. We'll be back on NorCalSportsTV.com.